Namaskaram. For the last 2 decades and more, I have been narrating to the world at large tens and thousands of human stories. I have recounted to the Malayali viewers across the globe heart-wrenching stories like stories of women, children, Dalits, and sometimes even that of animals like Arikomban, for example. Today, however, I'm about to tell my story, maybe for the first time. Born into a idyllic village named Anakara in Idukki district, I went to the countryside schools. Later, I completed my higher education from cities like Cochin and Kottayam. So, I'm happy that I'm standing before you on the World Press Freedom Day, because press freedom is very much connected to my life also. So, one fine morning in 2019, I got a call from a friend who is residing abroad. He asked me over phone, "Nisha, why did you do that?" I was struck for a moment. He said, "I never expected this from you. I thought you are a good journalist." I was wondering what is happening. I asked him, "I didn't get you. What are you talking about?" My friend emotionally continued. He said, "Don't you say on TV that all dams in Kerala have been collapsed?" I said, "No, I never said so." He said, "Yes, I watched it," and which was a lie, and you tried to create panic among the people. You're well aware that people are already panicked after the huge floods. He told me to check my WhatsApp. So I cut his call and I went through the WhatsApp. I came across a troll video of 10 seconds in which I can hear my audio saying, "Dams have been collapsed." And in the next 5 minutes, I was well aware that I had corrected it like dams have been opened. What happened to me in that moment was a slip of tongue that can happen to anyone. So when I went through the troll video, I saw so many shares, tagging, comments, like she's a fake journalist and all. I was a bit shocked because I was well aware that that was a slip of tongue, and anyone who watches that news for the next 5 minutes would be convinced that it was a slip of tongue. And I was not the first journalist in the world to make a slip of tongue. Everyone makes mistakes. On a daily basis, you can see hundreds of mistakes made by journalists and even politicians. And so, to err is human. So, then why did they target me? Now I'm the target of cyberbullies. The actual problem was not the flip of tongue I made. The actual problem was the questions I raised in the previous week in some of my debates, for which the ruling party's representatives didn't have a convincing answer. So they decided to finish me off. And they did excellent research on me. They watched all the news bulletins I read, all the debates I conducted, and they got this one. This troll was created with a wonderful phrase saying, "See how Nisha Purushothaman spread false news and tries to create chaos in the society." So what was their intention? By creating such a troll video, the intention of those who are in power, or the intention of the ruling or the governing party or particular political party, was to create a confusion among my viewers about my credibility as a journalist. They thought that people would get confused about this journalist, about the reliability of her questions or the facts she raises during the debates. By creating such a confusion, they can put my credibility in the shadow of doubt. This is a time when milers create or exploit people's emotions by using such half-truths or untruths. And it is a global phenomenon. I read yesterday that almost 1/3 of every women journalists in the world get bullied online. Mainly our patriarchal society and the mindset adds to it in India, and maybe across the globe. So I become a target of cyberbullies. There were hundreds of shares within 24 hours. People started calling me. My friends and my colleagues were very much worried. And what happened next? My company was very supportive and we filed cyber cases. back to back around 4 to 5 cases against persons who were easily identifiable. And then what happened? Nothing happened. Those bullies are still out there bullying others. So this is what we call the post-truth era. This post-truth era where emotions win over facts. It is easy for the politicians to manipulate the emotions of the people. And that's how they cover up their corruption, nepotism, and mismanagement. Whoever tells the facts will be easily branded as fake news or those who spread false ideas. People are confused, viewers are confused, readers are confused about which is true, which is false, which is a conjecture, or which is a slip of tongue, etc. Because they get hundreds of forwards in a day about a particular topic itself. WhatsApp forwards are there, Facebook posts are there, and we call WhatsApp universities spread hundreds of information about a particular event. So it is reality that by the time truth reaches teleprompter or a printing press, the tide of falsehood may have waved so far. So it is very difficult for us to do factual journalism these days. This tide of falsehood, it might have turned the most incompetent ruler into a superhero or another one into an extreme self-mutilation. So this is my experience as a journalist in what we call post-truth era. One day, one of the guests who was participating in my debates, he asked me, how many debates have you conducted about the achievements of our government or the people-friendly schemes of our government? And why are you not praising our government? Why are you always criticizing the government? I said, sir, sorry, it is not my job to praise your government. My job is to make you and your government accountable to the people. Then he replied, yes, this is why we call you the agent of the opposition party. It is unfortunate that leaders across the globe brand journalists who raise uncomfortable questions either as agents of opposition parties or as anti-nationals. In their book, How Democracies Die, authors Stephen Levinsky and Daniel Sibdot mentioned this thing. They call it democratic recession. We work in a period where there is democratic recession all over the globe. Journalists who question the establishment will be easily branded as agents of enemy countries or of opposition parties, or they may be branded as anti-nationals. Politicians across the globe expect mainstream media to be either their propagandists or elegists. Actually, it is not our job. You can hear people asking us in debates, why are you not praising us, our government, our prime minister, our chief minister? Why are you not looking into the achievements? Actually, that is not the job of a mainstream media journalist. It is unfortunate that there is no conviction with the leaders, even those whom we imagine as spokespersons of democracy. They also believe that whenever they are into power, we should praise them. That is democratic recession. Full democracy is there when there is only fully independent media is there. So that is why this day is very important, World Press Freedom Day. Actually, there is nothing called press freedom these days. Journalists are bullied across the world, and they're attacked. Most of them are physically attacked or in prison. You can see all this in news. So I keep on saying to my friends, political friends especially, that please take it from me. As a journalist who works with a mainstream media house, which is not owned by any political party, my job is not to praise the government, but to do the checks and balances on the government or the elected representative of the country. Unfortunately, our politicians are not accepting it, and every day they expect us to do their advertisements. Already they are paying hundreds of crores for the advertisements. You can see flex boards across the streets. You can see from village panchayat to what we call municipal corporation, hundreds of flex boards about people's opportunities and their achievements. So That is not my job to do. So let me conclude with a famous sentence from the movie The Post. People should understand that the press is for the governed, not for the governors. Thank you.